Hey guys, it's Grisha. Thanks for watching. So today I wanted to talk about prong collars, and the reason for that is that I watched a video that I found really disturbingly seductive. So the video that I saw was an explanation of why the prong collar is a humane tool. So the arguments there were that basically it's not painful, it's not working because it's painful, but rather because it is just not causing opposition reflex. So opposition reflex is what happens when, let's say you have a flat collar on a dog, you pull one way, they pull the other because they feel trapped, right? So, or harness or any sort of tool that is around them. If you grab them physically, it will happen too. So I thought, well, if that's true, that would be great, that it's not actually painful. I used to have a prong collar on my dog's Spoon for about a week. So I know that it is a tool that people might want to use. And so I thought I would look into it because if it is a humane tool, that would be great. So, for example, head collars, I don't really use much because I find the dogs, they're too aversive for dogs. So I don't use them much. I really focus on using harnesses for dogs when I'm walking them. So, anyway, but I thought I would try it. We'll see. So I have one here, and I'll go ahead and put that on. So this is fitted to my neck. So just like in the other video, it's meant to not, whoops, ow, not tighten around my neck so much, right? So it's limited. So right now, just sitting on my neck, it's actually painful. So it's not to the point where I'm going to scream out loud or anything like that. I have a fairly high pain threshold, but it does hurt. And so I'm going to say ow when I feel pain, just so that you know it. But I think this would be something that would be great to test on people that are not familiar with the debate of collars, that maybe even don't know it exists, and just see for them, how does this feel on a pain scale? How would you rate this compared to, say, some other things? So it would be interesting, just like as a regular, like a study. I think that would be great. So anyway, so yeah, just on my neck right now, it's definitely uncomfortable. It's not so uncomfortable that if I were a dog and this was my way to go outside, that I wouldn't be interested in putting this on, right? I can handle this. It's not that bad. It's definitely, for the women out there, it's more uncomfortable than my bra or a tight pair of shoes. So just so you know. But let's test it if we were to also then start to use it, right? And in that YouTube video I saw, they mentioned that you wouldn't give corrections on it because corrections would be painful if you were to yank on it. And I would agree with that. I don't want anyone yanking on this thing around my neck right now, but that we could use it gently. So let's try that. No, turns out more painful to put any pressure on it whatsoever. So it is distributed, but there are certainly some of them that are poking me more than others. Um, but definitely, especially like back on my spine, there's one which is pretty painful. So I'm going to just move that now so it's not giving a false reading. Yeah, so I would say no, this is probably something that was made up in the human's brain. The human brain is a very interesting thing. I keep wanting to take this off. So the human brain is a very interesting thing because if we want to believe something, we will come up with a reason why it's true. So it's possible that I'm making this up right now, but I can feel this in my body. So I'm pretty sure I'm not making it up. But if you, here's the thing, the way cognitive dissonance works. So when we have a certain belief and like if I use a prong collar, it would be painful, for example, and I'm a good person. And those are in conflict with each other because it's not good to cause your dog pain, right? We all love our dogs. So what the human brain does is say, well, let's take one of those things out. Well, we can't say, well, I'm not a good person because we are, and we all think we're good. So the other thing would be, well, to explain it away as, well, it's just not painful, and therefore I can still continue using it. But I've just figured this out, like it's not true, right? So you either have to come up with another entirely important, explanation, like it's necessary, which is also not true, or something else. So, or you can just say, it is painful. We shouldn't use it. I did use it in the past, but I don't need to use it anymore. So that's the solution that I would offer for your brain, is to look into other tools like using good leash skills with a harness, using motivational training with toys, treats, permission to go sniff things as your reinforcer, and teach your dog to follow you without needing tools that really actually do cause pain. So that's it. Thanks, guys. I love you all. And if you are in disagreement with me, you think that it's not painful, try it out for yourself. I was going to say try it on your children, but it's painful. So don't do that to them. All right. That's it. Thanks, guys. Talk to you later. Bye. Oh, one more thing. I also forgot to mention that there's always going to be a time where the dog does pull or runs away or does something like causes himself to put a fairly hard jerk on the leash. And I can tell you right now, I can sure as heck hope that that never happens to my neck. Or sometimes, right, when you're putting it on, you actually, kind of bonk the dog a little bit. That happens. So again, another possible reason why you wouldn't want to be using it. So thank God I can get this off of my own neck. I could still feel it on there. Yeah. Anyway, take this and throw it in the trash. Thanks, guys. Talk to you later. Bye.